with Dian Harrison, who's going to talk a little bit about the Uganda model.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, it's good to see you all this afternoon. I know it's been a long day. Let me start by saying that I was asked to do this. I'm sort of pitch in for our sister in Uganda, Annette Guevara, who is now, well, she was a member of parliament when we first met her in 2000, and now works for the president's office, I believe. So I'm really pleased that I'm able to do this. And I have to say that I'm thrilled that I've met several sisters from Uganda. If you're from Uganda, stand, because I want to stand up. I was passing out some information yesterday afternoon, and I looked at it and I said, "You're from Gulu?" And she said, "Well, we have an office in Kampala and we have an office in Gulu." I said, "I've been to Gulu." And she looked at me like, "Really?" So we've become fast friends, and I hope that we'll be able to continue our partnership moving forward. So I'm pleased that you're here. And if I say something that's incorrect, my sisters, please feel free to jump in. Women's Intercultural Network, we call it WIN, is an international NGO consultative to the United Nations based in San Francisco, California. One of our purposes is to link women and girls across cultures, both locally and globally, for the purpose of collective action on common critical concerns, especially as it relates to women and girls. WIN's goal is to ensure that the voices of all women and girls are heard by providing venues and forums for the voices of our sisters who have not been able to participate fully in democracy. We work hard to develop policies and strategies that will help to implement the Beijing platform for action at the grassroots level in California through the California Women's Agenda, with U.S. Women Connect in the United States, which is composed of 29 or 30 states now. At some point we want all 50. And globally through our Calling the Circle. And we've done that in Uganda, in Afghanistan, Japan, the Philippines, and other women's networks and alliances. In 2000, WIN called the Circle with women in Uganda. We spent 10 incredible days meeting and visiting with women in parliament, with NGOs and women business leaders to learn more about the issues and conditions that affect women and their families in Uganda. We traveled from Kampala to Gulu in the north. And there we really learned about what was going on with families living in refugee camps. And I have to tell you, it's probably one of the most depressing educations that I've seen, people being forced into the living conditions that they were forced into in the north. It has to do with war and other things that were going on in the country. So we learned a lot. And from this, we developed an action plan that we hoped would benefit women in Uganda. One of the things that we did learn was that land is the principal source of economic security for rural people, which consist of 85% of the Ugandan population. And we know that women especially have a hard time owning land in that particular country, like they do in a lot of sub-Saharan African countries. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was to develop a project that we could then share with our sisters. In fact, we developed it with our sisters because we were able to bring a group of those women to California, and they spent several weeks traveling across the state. And if you know anything about California, that's a long trip from south to north. But Marilyn Fowler, who was one of our founders and leaders extraordinaire, decided that they really needed to see the differences in California. It's not all urban. It's not all cosmopolitan. We do have rural areas. And so what we decided to do was to raise money, which we did, to purchase land in Uganda. And our goal was to not only purchase the land, but give that land to women. And we decided that the women that we wanted to benefit from that land were women that were living in domestic violence situations or had been put out of their homes because of HIV and AIDS. And so our goals, the three goals that we had, was to identify homeless Ugandan women, to have land ownership, The second thing that we wanted to do was professional training for them to create a micro-enterprise on their 1 acre of land so that they could develop a way to take care of themselves and their families without depending on anyone else. We also decided that we wanted to work with our sisters in Uganda to develop training programs for political advocacy, and I have to tell you that I probably learned more from them about political advocacy than we were able to teach them because they know what to do. We were able, for $17,000, able to purchase 50 acres of land, which went to 50 individual women, and there are 73 acres still left that we have hope that a group of women in Uganda can use to develop other private micro-enterprises and to help other women in a situation where they may need. We also have hope that out of that land that we can build, or they can build community centers, clinics if necessary, and whatever they need to help a woman to become self-sufficient in that area. The land went to women in the central region of the country. The second part of the project is to purchase land in Gulu in the north. And hopefully there will be 50 more women that will benefit from this project. I'm going to read quickly, because I know my minute is almost over, one of the testimonials from the women that received one of the first acres of land, because I think it speaks to what women are going through in that particular region of the country. I am happy about receiving this 1 acre of land. This would be the best time to take my children from my mother's home onto this land so we can cultivate and live together and be a complete family again. On this 1 acre of land, I will grow food that I will sell, such as beans and maize. Where I am living currently is also my husband's land, so he can come back at any time and take the land away from me and leave me with nothing. I feel very good that I have my own piece of land. That is my own. Thank you.
Thank you for questions at the end. Thank you so much, Diane. And next we'll hear from